There you go. What's up, world? Hey, this is the Evolution of Man podcast. I'm your boy Darion.
It's your boy Tweeter, episode 2.
Episode 2. We got episode 1. And we just gonna jump right into it today. We're gonna what we starting off with today? What's our topic? Our topic for today?
Oh, damn, I ain't found my fun fact today. Fun fact
Are
of
you
the day.
are you tripping?
I am. All right. Fun fact of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Who was the first man to walk in space?
Crickets, bro.
All right.
Crickets.
So, March 18th, 1965. He said crickets. Soviet cosmonaut Alexei Leonov became the first man to walk in space on this day in 1965. The 30-year-old Russian floated outside the Vauxhall 2 spacecraft for 12 minutes while connected to a 17-foot tether. Look at that.
What kind of icebreaker was that?
Hey, shit.
Hey,
fun
so pretty much we're going to be bringing y'all 3 topics each show. So we're going to start off with, we're going to do our serious topic. Then we're going to jump off into our not so explicit type topic, real talk topic. And then we're going to end it off with another serious topic. So go ahead, hit us with
Martell.
Oh, it's too early for that over here. You know, I'm in Hawaii. So
it's 5 o'clock somewhere, baby.
Go ahead and hit us with that first topic. What's that first topic?
All right. So the first topic to address this time around would be money and marriage. All right. So let's put it all together.
Whew.
Do you feel as though that you should have a certain set of money set aside before, you know what I'm saying, you settle down with the love of your life? Do you feel as though money is not a real factor? And if you do feel as though you should have some money set aside, how much? How much is a good starting point?
So based on my experience, I was broke when I got married. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't had shit set aside. We went to the courthouse. We locked it up, whatever the case may be, and I went and took my happy ass back to work. But based on that, me telling you that, sharing you that, yeah, man, I highly recommend y'all take y'all time and plan accordingly and have something set to the side, whether it be to get a damn apartment or a house, something. You just don't want to go out there blind. You know, a lot of people get caught up in, oh, I need to get married, we need to move fast, this and that, whatever the case may be, and living in the moment. Ain't nobody thinking about reality when it comes time to pay bills and who gonna be working, who not gonna be working, what the income look like, whatever. You know, a lot of people in relationships can't have their conversation about finances. That's a hard topic for people to talk about, is how we paying these bills, or what's the plan to pay these bills. You know, all everybody really focused about in relationships is these days, based on what I see and what I've been through, is, oh, can I trust this person? Is this person cheating on me? This and that. Is this person acting right? This and that. Ain't nobody really sitting down coming up with a game plan, like how we gonna provide for each other? How we gonna provide for a family if we have one? How we gonna take care of ourselves? So that's what it really all boils down to, the reality of it. You know, it's easy to get caught up in the fantasy of stuff like, oh, you know, she cute, he cute, we love each other, boo hoo, we taking pictures on social media and we living it up. But what's the reality? The reality of that is, are y'all financially capable of supporting one another? And that's a conversation that I never had in any of my relationships until this most recent one, obviously. And by doing so, you probably, not probably, you saving yourself a lot of stress moving forward, because the topic gonna come up, especially if y'all got separate bank accounts, joint bank accounts, whatever the case may be. money is gonna come up because bills gonna need to get paid. People got to eat. Kids got to get fed, clothes, all that stuff. So it's nice to go in there with, and it don't even got to be a foolproof plan. Just something y'all know. Hey, this is what we working with. This is what we got. How do we improve? How do we get better? And y'all open that line of communication up, that teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. Y'all got to be willing to be on the same page because the topic is going to come up and everybody is afraid of that topic for some reason. People don't want to discuss finances because they embarrassed or they egos or people just keeping secrets, hiding shit. Some people don't want people to know their finances and shit. And that's a big ass red flag, but I ain't gonna get into all of that. But that's how I feel. Long story short, if y'all trying to go get serious and take it to the next level, that conversation needs to be had because it's gonna come up in a positive way or it's gonna come up in a negative way. And that's gonna be on you to decide how you want to address that based off my experience.
I can dig that. I'm gonna take a brief moment to acknowledge your decor in the background, my brother. You know what I'm saying? I see the rain helmet over there. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, one day I'm gonna put that mug on. You know me.
You said what?
Hey, you know me. One day I can't put it on right now.
Hey, Green Ranger in the flesh, ladies and gentlemen, right there.
Yeah, if you know me, you know I fuck with the Power Rangers.
Tommy. Yeah. Let's see. Well, like my counterpart, in my experience, I was in debt. So money, that conversation definitely came up, when I got a ring. And even though I was already in debt, I wanted to make sure that she had something nice. But leading up to it, my finances got discussed. I knew her situation and she knew mine. So it was a lot easier moving forward because there was that understanding. And I don't know, kind of starting a relationship when it doesn't have money, when it's not a money centric relationship, it kind of alleviates that pressure. Like it gives you a different foundation to stand on because now it's like, oh, I'm not with him because he has money, or I'm not with her because she has money. Like we both ain't really got no funds like that, so we gotta figure out how we gonna handle things, and that becomes a double-edged sword, if you will. It's a stress factor because you gotta figure out how you're gonna get together, how you're gonna make things work. But at the same time, you're doing this with somebody who understands you. They understand your situation. You understand their situation. So it's a lot easier to overcome these financial goals because y'all are on the same page. So I ain't had no money set aside, to be honest. I had student loans. Just recently joined the military. Made some poor decisions, if you will, with my money.
As we are.
Yeah. Excuse me. But it's a learning experience. So with that being said, she was in the loop of my poor decisions of purchases. She knew about my debt. She knew that if she was going to marry me, she was going to inadvertently obtain the same debt because we together. So, and finding somebody that I could move forward with on that note who understood that made that aspect of marriage that much better. Because then we got to figure out how we're going to grind together, how we're going to eat, how we're going to work, and that's a different type of hustle that brings into your marriage, and it makes that shit work like 10 times better because finances don't become an issue. Like you said, the conversation going to come up, and it could be for the better or for the worse. Ours just so happened to be for the better because we know what we want to accomplish. So there was no money saved up. Went and got a ring, had to pay that off. Went to K Jewelers. I ain't had no money to go buy that ring, but I did it.
Right.
And I had to pay that off. But Had what, like $200 saved up to my name.
See, the army ain't paying that much for everybody that's watching. Shit, bro, I'm telling
No, we
you, they
look,
ain't
we
that much.
are not rich. Okay, we are
Right,
not rich.
right.
There's BAH, there's cola in some instances. It's all these lovely little things, but then it's like, let me take that, let me take
That shit,
that,
that shit, that shit go quick.
and next thing you know, you looking at your check and you got about $800, and you're like, well, damn, that's 2 weeks worth of working at American Eagle type shit. Like that was my first job. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't making $800. I was pure minimum wage as a senior in high school. It's ridiculous.
So I
But
guess
yeah,
to sum it up, what you saying is for folks who are in a serious relationship and who are thinking about taking that next step or who are planning, you know, take your time, plan accordingly, and have those conversations ahead of time because once you y'all in it to win it, it's gonna come up one way. It's gonna come up a positive way, which y'all getting on the same page and everybody aware of what's going on, or it's gonna come up in a negative way where one person knows everything and the other person knows nothing. And now you then created this clusterfuck of not being on the same page with finances. And finances, that the stress alone from finances on top of everything else that's gonna come within the relationship and the marriage, that alone, boy, that shit, it'll shatter an entire household. I tell you that right now. So just keep that in mind based on our experiences and what we sharing.
look, you're not better than your significant other. Your significant other ain't better than you. If y'all broke, be broke together and come up. If y'all got money together, hey, have money and figure out ways to
I
increase
know,
y'all.
I know, I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people that's broke that think they not broke, and hey, we know
Live within your means.
you know who you are. You know who you are, and you know how you living. And if you want to continue to live that way, by all means. But people can tell, people can see through that shit. It's not hard. But moving on to the next topic.
What we got?
So this my topic. This is my topic. So we keep y'all on y'all toes. So hold on, let me go to my notes. All right, so this gonna be a boy and man answer to this kind of. So the topic is why condoms really don't work. And I'm gonna go first on this one because there's a man answer and there's a boy answer to this. So and y'all probably thinking like, oh, condoms work, rubber work, that out of this. That's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is, have you ever been in a situation you with somebody and you go and you about to do the do and you pull out that condom, and this is for my fellas. You pull out that condom, and the chick look at you like, "What the fuck you doing with that?" Feeling disrespected, like, you think I'm nasty? You think something wrong with me? And then now you kind of like, well, damn, you know. Or you ever been with a chick and you doing the do without it? You having sex without it, and you pull out, and the chick get mad because you pull out. Hey, I see
Well,
that. Yeah. So what I'm getting at is why condoms really don't work. You get coming up as teenagers and stuff, condoms was like, oh, you need to use a condom. You need to use a condom, this and that and this. There was times based on my experience, I attempted to use a condom and the person who I attempted to use the said condom for look at me stupid like, what the fuck am I doing with that? Like, oh, you think I got something? You think something wrong with me? This and that and this. And you could sit there and say, oh, maybe it's the person you was dealing with, uh, somebody nasty, she was a hoe, this and that, blah, blah, blah. We could throw all that in there. The point I'm trying to get to is there are women, young ladies out there who make men feel a certain way about trying to protect themselves,
Don't be
trying to do.
silly.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's people. I've literally had somebody get mad at me because I used a condom. Get mad at me because when I didn't, at a moment I didn't use a condom, I pulled out, and they take it and try to make you feel bad about it. And you know what I'm talking about. You ain't got to say no names. And it's somebody that's listening right now that know what the hell I'm talking about and ain't got to say no goddamn names. Oh, what you doing with that condom? Oh, why you pulling out? And this is X-rated. So if we got any kids, hey,
There shouldn't be no goddamn
I'm
kids.
keeping I'm keeping it 100. Y'all know who the hell I'm talking about.
As man.
You know if you dealt with this shit. You know if you had somebody you dealt with get mad at you because you pull a condom out, you try to use a condom, and they looking at you sideways like, what the fuck you doing with this? And I'm just keeping it 100. So that's why I say why condoms really don't work. Because once that happened to me and I was dealing with that person, it was like, okay, I attempted it the first time. This was the response I got. Now I'm kind of like mentally overthinking it now, like, damn, if I pull it, if I try to have sex with her another time and try to pull out a condom this time, is she gonna snap on me again? Which, you know, and I could be stupid. I was young, dumb at the time. You could say all of that. Got it. I agree. I still should have proceeded as such. But that programs me to think like, damn, I don't need to use that, or whatever the case may be, or she gonna get mad at me, or I know the last time I tried to pull out, she got mad at me. So what am I doing now? I'm falling into that mental thing like, oh
Here,
shit.
half on a baby.
Exactly. So if it's young, long story short, if we got young listeners out there, young guys, young boys, even women, and whatever the case may be, you can call it bullshit. I've experienced it multiple occasions, and that's why I say condoms really don't work. People be like, oh, you could wrap up. You've been in that situation. You wrap up. You start wrapped up. You get convinced to take it off, or you convince the other person to take it off. And then once that first time happened, ain't nobody wearing no condoms again moving forward. Just keep it 100. And that's why it really don't work.
Well, I done been in once without it. Might as well keep going without it.
Exactly. Because once you go without it, you definitely
fucking stupid. Like, how'd this happen? Bitch, wear the condom. Goddamn. Doesn't make fucking sense.
What's your take on that?
All right. So the boy in me, the reason why condoms don't work is because they only cover a certain part of your fucking.
I don't want to get into all that.
Hey, look, if the bitch dirty and you know what I'm saying, my balls is uncovered by this condom, now my balls is dirty. Like, it just don't make sense. That's the boy answer. But no, fuck that. No, keep that shit on. I can see why they don't work though. Like, I agree with you 100% because shit get hot in the moment, and then next you know is take it off. It feels better. I like the way it feels without it. You know what I'm saying? On both parties. Like,
I'm allergic. I'm allergic.
I'm allergic to latex. Bitch, I don't buy skin. Like, what the fuck?
It makes me dry. Hey, we keep it at 100, man.
Yeah.
Like,
and then next you know, it's like, yeah, I like how it feels without it. Well, I do too. Oh, let's take the condom off. Like, oh. Mm-hmm. So now I done wasted this money that I went to the store, bought this 32 pack, and now I just threw one down the drain because we decided that it feels better. And now what? Now we're not usable, and that was pointless. So,
but the most important, no matter what, the most important thing, we're responsible.
Wear a condom.
we are the ones we are the responsible ones. So everything falls on, according to society and how it's presented in society, it's our fault.
Oh yeah,
Not,
we don't bring one, we the dogs. We do bring one, we still dogs because then we think we're getting some. Uh, you decide to take it off, it's your fault.
yep.
You decide to keep it on, it's your fault. Just like I can't win. I'm trying to be safe and make sure we don't.
If it break, you tried to trap somebody or something like.
Oh, matter of fact, while we on this subject, we just gonna kind of bounce into something very similar. How do you feel about using a condom that a female provides you? Because growing up on my end, I was told to never trust that.
I was kind of told to never trust that as well. I can honestly tell you that's never. No, I don't think. Now that I think about it, I don't think one was ever provided to me or attempted to provide one to me. I know I had a situation where the chick brought them, but they were brand new. The box wasn't open. It wasn't like just an individual one handed to me. The box was unopened, and I saw the box get opened up, so I was okay with that. I was cool with that. If she digging in her nasty ass purse with all the makeup, toothbrushes, deodorant, the all that bullshit that be in their purses, and she pull out this old dusty ass fucking inside folded Magnum. Nah, that's not. Granted, that ain't happening now anyways because I'm married. But I'm just saying, in that situation, hell no. Hell no.
That's pretty fucked up that there's individuals who out here doop, doop, doop. Yeah, I'm gonna trap this nigga, and then I'm gonna blame him for me getting pregnant.
But you know what? We know what? We're gonna keep it fair across the board because I think in this day and age that boop, 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 I don't even think that shit's necessary because
it's not.
I don't even think that's needed anymore. Just to be straight up. I mean, nah. I mean, and it's not to say, like I said, once again, this ain't no bashing session, none of that shit. This is, and please, once we post this in the comments, y'all got stuff y'all want to say, y'all want to address it, and y'all want to come on the show, let us know.
No means.
We want to hear it. We want to hear it from all sides. We just sharing our train of thought, our thinking, because men talk. We just don't talk as frequently, and that's why we're here today, because we want to get that platform for men to be able to talk and be heard. And this is what we think. At least us. I can't say all of us, but somewhere somebody has been thinking this and been wanting to place the voice how they think, and this is what we're here for. But like I said, that poop, 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 all that shit. Man, it's 2021. I don't even think that shit is required. Like, just to be 100.
Required.
I don't think the turkey based and all that shit is needed. I really don't think that. I think that's like some mid. I think that's like medieval type shit that they do.
Wild times.
Yeah, but but the one point you did touch that I'm glad you said is like, when everything goes right, doing the deed and stuff, we good. But the one time something goes wrong, we're held accountable for everything. We're always the one to blame, and then we're the ones held to the highest, utmost accountability, and that's why I say, back to where we started, condoms really don't work. Point blank period.
I know growing up, I had friends, bro, you use a condom? Yes, I do. Do you? No, it feels so much better. Well, I don't know what to tell you when your life all of a sudden surrounds yourself by diapers at an early age. It's no shots to my friends. I'm glad y'all have beautiful babies and y'all are happy and living life.
Okay, so I think we're gonna do it the last time. We're gonna talk about the blended family / co-parenting, because I got some we got a lot of reviews on folks who want to comments on folks who want to hear about blended families, relationships, marriages, co-parenting, and that just means you have a child, the person you're dating has a child, y'all come together, now y'all are raising a family blended with kids from previous relationships. Do you want to start first, or do you want me to start first with us both being blended families? So I'm gonna
I mean,
just
I'm
leave it at
to an extent. So I guess I'll start. I married into a child. I despise the word stepchild, so that's my daughter.
right.
Uh, that one, that's a biggie. Mainly because like you got to be mature. Like you got to legit be mature to handle a situation like that because you are going to deal with that child's parent, and that child's parent is going to feel every bit of way about every single thing when it comes to their
Mm-hmm.
child. So when it comes to what you taking that child to do, disciplining that child, how you talk to the child, how you choose to raise a child, how that child's being brought up in your house, and then that child goes with their parent, and then things are different, and well, I do this over there. Like you got to deal with that, so you have to be mature to handle that. And I commend everyone who takes on that challenge to blend their family, if you will. Yeah, yeah. Um, I
Man,
commend everybody who's down to do that. Yes, round of applause. We'll go ahead and give
please,
that
please, my God.
because it's tough, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I'm wholeheartedly happy with my decision. I made this decision, so I just know that it's tough. Like, there's a lot of hoops to jump through, and like I said, you got to be extremely mature to handle that because you got to be able to talk to that child's parent. Like you have to talk to them. You don't have to, but the mature thing is to talk to them.
Okay,
And
and what? Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
no, go ahead.
I know you said talk to the child's parent, but what about the child's mother? What kind of conversations do you feel need to be had so you and the mom are on the same page when it comes to raising the child?
There's got to be a lot of reassurance. There's got to be a lot of security behind your tone. Like you got to make sure that the child's mother knows 100% that I can trust you, that I can trust you around my child, that you have my child's best intent. Like you got to make sure that words of affirmation basically comes in. Like you got to.
That's a love language.
It is. Yes, it is. But that's honestly what comes in. Like you got to constantly reassure them, and you got to end up putting in overtime essentially when it comes to reassurance, letting them know like, hey, I still love the kid, still doing this thing. Like this is why I'm doing it. You got to go out of your way to explain certain actions in order to make that mother feel comfortable and secure with the fact that she has now brought another man into their child's life.
Mm-hmm.
No matter the gender of the child, like they have to be sure that this person is the one that they want to keep around their child, the one that they want to have a part in the upbringing of this child. Like, because once you blend that family, now you got school, you've got activities, you've got boyfriends, girlfriends, dances, graduations, college. Like you take on financial responsibility, medical responsibility, social responsibility, physical responsibility. Like everything comes in tenfold, and it comes in 50 times harder because you're not that person who laid with that woman or laid with that man. You're not that person who went half on this baby. Like your
Right.
genetics are not within this child. So you have to put in extra effort to make sure that they understand that you are there within best interest for that child. And then you have to make the child know you got to ensure that that child knows 100% that they can confide in you, because that is a security measure. As physical security, like mental. If that child does not feel safe around you, you're gonna have a hell of a time trying to raise this child. You'll run into defiance, you'll run into "you're not my dad, stupid." Like, you'll run into that. Is
So
that
so
your child?
so one more question on that, then I'm gonna answer. What do you believe, based on your experience, what is like one of the difficulties you ran into first starting out, blended family, stepfather, assuming the father role? What were some issues you ran into a little bit?
Discipline. Discipline and trying to understand my limits in the early stages. Like what's acceptable to do with my daughter? Like what is my wife gonna see and be like, I don't like you doing that? Or what is her dad gonna be like, hey, don't do that around my child? Like, you know what I'm saying? She didn't grow up with me. So I have to find ways to not necessarily change myself, but
Compromise.
yes, compromise. I have to compromise certain things. Like, is and then if the child gets out of line, it's like, what do you do? What do you do to where you don't have your significant other feel as though, hey, don't you fucking touch my child?
So you felt
Like
like you was walking. You felt like you was walking a tight rope.
like extremely tightrope, like thin, thinner than this cable here, thin, like
Hey,
paper thin.
so
But as time goes on, somebody throws you another rope and it starts to get wider, it starts to get thicker. And you develop that foundation after constant conversations with your significant other. You develop that tighter rope, or that thicker rope, if you will, the more you interact with your child, the more your child gets comfortable with you. Once you start to see, like, oh, hey, my baby got some of my tendencies in it. Like, once you start rubbing off on the child and, you feel that connection, that wholeness, if you will,
mhm.
of love, respect, security, confidence between you, your significant other, your child, or y'all's child. Once you feel that, then it's like, yeah, I did that. I got to where I needed to be, and now I can build with this even more because I love her and she loves me.
Mhm.
So yeah.
I feel you. I feel you. Hey,
Thank
I
you.
like
Thank you.
that. I like that. So, for my answer, starting off from the jump, I think it was very difficult. It was a difficult transition. Um, my daughter Jada, just like you say, I don't call her my stepdaughter or anything. She's my daughter. Um, when Jada first came into my life, she was 4, and you know, her mother's upbringing and my upbringing were completely different. I come from a military household. She comes from, Kentucky, very well family oriented household. And when we combined those, I ain't gonna lie, I came in guns blazing. You know, I'm just being honest. I'm not saying I was right about it, but I came in too hot. Um, you know my mama. I came in way too hot and
It's
and
ridiculous.
you
I love you.
know, for anything, my first thought was, oh, well, whoop her ass, pop her, this and that and this. And this is just me being 100, don't never beat her, nothing like that, no crazy shit like that. But I came from that mentality, that old school mentality. Hey, I got my ass whooped for saying what, being disrespectful, any type of thing. I didn't get that luxury to really have time to have a conversation to grown folks. It was do as you're told or you're gonna get your ass whooped type mentality. And there's no shot at my family and none of that. That's just how me and my brothers were raised. And it reality hit real quick once we combined. And me and my wife, before we got together, we never discussed how we wanted to raise our kids. We never discussed how we were both brought up into this world. I didn't know before we got together that my wife didn't get whoopings, didn't get ass whoopings. So when we got together, and here I am, trying to tell her, hey, you need to discipline her a little bit more, do it like this. Little did I know at the time how I was asking her to do something that
That's she ain't never had to deal with that.
She never had to deal with that. So do you think that caused some problems, some friction between us? Yeah, it did. So just like we discussed with the finances and stuff prior to marriage, those are conversations you need to have too. How do you want to raise your kids? What do you believe in? What do you don't believe in? And then at that part, once I realized, okay, I got to compromise because what worked for me or what I went through is not going to work here. And I don't have to do it this way either. It's easy to say, hey, whoop a kid's ass, this and that, all this other stuff. But I got creative with things. I had to get creative on how to discipline the kids moving forward, whether that be taking stuff away, separating time out, whatever the case may be. That's a whole nother conversation. But co-parenting and blended families, the shit can be very, very tough if the conversations aren't had on one, how y'all want to raise y'all kids. Because you can't raise one kid one way and raise a kid the other way. Because that's going to cause resentment between either you and the kid or you and your significant other. And that's going to bring drama, fights, arguments. So y'all got to get on the same page, for one.
Nepotism is not a thing.
I'm telling you, you cannot raise one kid one way and raise a kid. It has to be straight across the board for everybody. So for the fellas out there, if you are talking to somebody who has kids and you know in your mind you really don't want to be there for that kid and you just there for shits and giggles, for fun and stuff, remove yourself from that situation. Because not only are you wasting the mother's time, but that kid
attached.
Involuntarily, that kid is getting attached to you. Whether you come around every once in a while, once in a blue moon, that kid is key. Those kids are smart. They learn. They pay attention. They see who's coming and going. And if you know you don't really want to be there, remove yourself from that situation. And that's the man answer right there. If you just on your shit, you just trying to mess around and you really don't give a damn, and the person you dealing with don't give a damn either, then keep on doing whatever the hell y'all want to do. But if you want some real advice, you would remove yourself from that situation. Because
somebody, if they got a kid and you trying to play uncle,
pretty much
don't do that.
Pretty much. But to answer the question, the blended family stuff, it could be hard as hell if you and your significant other do not sit down and discuss on what y'all agree on and what y'all disagree with, and y'all hash that out and everybody is on the same page. Because for one, it's easy for you. I know when I first came in guns blazing, I got treated like I was the bad guy all the time because I was the only person disciplining. So the kids was like, oh, Darion or daddy is mean, when in reality, I'm not mean. I'm the only one doing the discipline. So then that's when the kids start playing you, the parents, against one another because they know how to do it. They know you did it. We did it. I did it. You know who to go to when you want something, and you know who not to go to when you want something.
Smart gremlins.
Exactly. So the whole co-parenting thing for us males, fathers, whatever the case may be, I strongly believe you can't. There's guys out there that can fake it because they have other alternative motives and stuff. Whether you want to fuck, you want to have sex with the person you're dealing with, so you just entertaining the child. Got it, whatever. But if you there for the right reasons, man, that conversation needs to be had like ASAP. ASAP. What do you believe in? Do you believe in whoopings? Do you believe in timeouts? Do you believe in sports? Do you believe in this? Do you believe in bedtime? Do you not believe in bedtime? Naps? All that stuff, all the stuff you ain't worried about right now because y'all stuck in fantasy land. Y'all stuck in, oh, the sex is good. Oh, the spend a night bag is packed. Y'all stuck in that whole BS. Let's take pictures on Snapchat and all this other dumb shit. But when y'all seal the deal and y'all in that relationship and y'all in the household living together, and then it's like, damn, the baby don't go to sleep at a certain time, or the baby don't wake up at a certain time, and then y'all sitting there looking at each other because y'all didn't discuss how y'all wanted to operate the household, then those problems start arising slowly but surely. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And I see you starting early. But hey, that's the last topic for the day. You
Real
got
quick
anything?
before you,
Go ahead.
I'm glad you mentioned the talking about it. And honestly, looking back in hindsight, that would have been a tremendous difference in the start of my marriage. If I'd actually sat down and talked to my wife about how I would like to raise our kids instead of me essentially doing what you did and just kind of going in there, I tiptoed around and then it's like, fuck it. Nah, we not doing this, we not doing that. And then we clashed, we had our differences, had a rocky start, but I wish going back we would have had that talk. We good now. We got 2 kids, 2 beautiful girls, and they being raised the exact same way, and everybody's on the same page. So make sure you talk to your significant other about how you would like to upbring or bring up your children.
Yep.
It'll save you a lot of headache.
All right, now. Hey, so we're gonna end this off. This was the Evolution of Man podcast. Hey, that was a good one. I like it.
But
Real good.
What was the last compliment that you received, my brother?
Oh yeah. So
Yep.
So this is uplifting. This is where we uplift each other. Cause I feel like men get compliments in secretive compliments. I feel like a lot of men don't get too many compliments.
Not really.
And we got to change that. So
I'm gonna go ahead and give you one. I see you out here swimming. You know what I'm saying? Look at it.
Hey, I try. But
they don't
the last
in the ocean in Hawaii or surfing. I see you, my brother.
I see you over there though. You all lined up. Okay.
Hey, I appreciate that because I still got this spot, but you still, my man. I appreciate that.
Hey, but yeah, hey, we appreciate y'all tuning in, listening to us, and everything. Like I said, y'all got topics, man. We gonna post the video. Page is gonna be up. We glad to be here. I'm glad to be here. My man's Tweeter right here. Hey, but we gonna end it right here, and y'all catch us on the next episode, man. The Evolution of Man podcast. All right, now.